So I remember going to Guatemala, going to St. Thomas, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Bahamas, Jamaica. I done been like a whole bunch of places. And the one thing that was the same everywhere that I went was the need. People needing, you know, a breakthrough. People needing help. People needing love. People needing parents. I remember being out there in Guatemala and we was doing a fluoride for the teeth. We was cleaning everyone's teeth. And we had all the kids out there. We was doing so much stuff. And I remember, you know how you change your money currency? I had a lot of money left over. It wasn't a lot in American dollars. I'm sure it wasn't a lot in Guatemalan dollars. I don't even know if that's a word. But I was like, you know, once I saw them, I was like, I don't need nothing. I started handing the money out. They told us we not supposed to. I'm like, so I give it to the kids. I gave it to all the kids in secret. And it was this one little Spanish boy. I don't know. He's been on my heart like for some weeks now. And he was just so adorable. It was like, oh man. He was just so grateful, so happy-go-lucky. And every time we came back to the site, he would find me. And it's funny because when we went to Guatemala, there was I hope my nail don't break all the way through. There was a Chinese girl. I don't even know if she was Chinese. Beautiful girl that went to the church that I was in at the time. And when we got there, they was on her like, China, like she was a movie star. It was like, it was cool. So everybody was kind of like over to her. So, you know, I was just doing my thing. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even paying no mind. And the little boy kind of just clung to me like, and we did arts and crafts, you know, all these things. And I remember they was all lined up fiending for these hot dogs that came out. And with the hot dogs, they had onion and mayo or something in it. And I was like, oh, these poor babies, they feeding them anything. I was like, take all my money, go get you something else to eat. Oh, but yeah. Yeah, I pray that little boy is doing good. I even went to Philly and we did a mentor program there. And do you not know, them people gave me the biggest girl, most attitude. They said every counselor she gets, she runs them away. I'm like, so why y'all gonna give her to me? They like, we think you can handle it. I'm like, handle what? I can't whoop her. So, you know, I'm like, okay, whatever. So the girl, she, you know, is not feeling me at all. Like, all the other counselors are normally white. So she's really not feeling me. She's really trying to give me a run for my money. And I'm just like, yo, come with me, follow me, walk with me, da-da-da-da. She wasn't trying to walk with me. I said, forget it. Forget it. All of her friends that was at the camp, they was cool with me. Like, there was this one little boy, I had my head done. He was like, why you not going to get in the pool? I was like, because I can't swim. He was like, you lying. It's because your hair. I said, I promise you, I don't care about, you know, getting in the pool with my hair, get my hair wet. This pool don't got 5 feet. So I don't know how to swim, and I don't know. He was like, you lying. I'm like, I'm serious. And he was laughing. So I'm going about my business looking for the girl. And the little boy runs behind me and pushed me in that water 9 feet. He pushed me in 9 feet. Y'all. So I'm in 9 feet and I'm like, okay, I remember they said stay calm because you sink faster. So I'm trying to push myself up, but I feel myself going down. There's church lifeguards all over. Nobody came. So when we were on our way to the camp, there was this boy that had to ride with us. And I was like, Mom, I don't want him to ride with us. She was like, Nesta, you don't be like that. Da, 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 da. I was like, it's already cramped in the car. Da, da, da. She was like, stop that. So got my stuff together, and you know, he got in the car, he rolled with us. He was cool. He was a little weirdo. That's fine. I was cool with the weirdos. It was just I really liked my space in the car. That was something that I would feel claustrophobic. I'd be like, get me out of here. So yeah, so that same boy, while I'm drowning, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die. It is what it is. So I kind of just was like, after a while, just let it be. Like, it's over. And as soon as I was about to do that, I felt myself rising up. I'm like, oh, I'm like, am I swimming? I rise up, I look, and it's the boy that I didn't want to ride in the car, right? And I put my pride aside. Boy, he holding me. I'm looking at him. He said, I don't know for sure if you was drowning, but it looked like it. So I just picked you up just in case. Oh, thank you. Oh, everybody looking around now like, why is she yelling? Nah, don't look around now. It's 5 lifeguards, y'all. Y'all wasn't even worried about me. He the only one who saw me. So I say all of that to say, I'm not even finished with the other half of the story. But I say that part to say that you never know who the Most High going to use to get you up out of that situation. You never know who he going to use to help you from drowning. You never know who you're going to use. So don't ever think that you're too good. Okay. Make sure you stay humble. Okay, so now the next part of the story. Okay. So now back to the little girl. The little girl, like I said, because she was running off, I was looking everywhere else. I wasn't paying attention. I got knocked into the pool. So then after that, once the little boy realized, you know, oh, shoot, she really almost drowned. He was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, it's okay, baby. I just almost died. So then after that, everybody, all the kids is like on me, like clung to me, like, oh, them babies. Yeah, okay. So they all like just hanging with me, and we going everywhere, and I'm still looking for my person, my little girl that's supposed to be with me. And she finally comes around because she sees her friends with me, so she start rocking with me too. So she kind of look like she coming around little by little. I'm like giving her space. I'm like, I'm including her, you know, just trying to make sure that she feels a part of everything that's going on. So then we get to the auditorium, and they're playing, what's that song that was out during the time? Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me. That song. And man, oh man, you know me, I love to dance. I love music. So I start Dougie, and I start, man, she looked at me like, and she started crying, and she left. So I'm like, dang, I probably should have never did that. I wasn't trying to be the center of attention. I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? But she's a big girl. I was a big girl. So I was really trying to show her, like, just because you big don't mean you got to be gay. Just because you big don't mean you got to be act like a nigga. Just because you big don't mean you can't get in the middle and dance. Just because you big don't mean you going to got to have friends. Just because you big don't mean you got to be mean. You know what I mean? So she gets upset with me, and you know, we back in the cabins and stuff, and she not talking to me. She tells the people she want a whole new mentor. I start crying. I'm like, what did I do? So I start crying, and she ain't know what she was. She cried to them and said she wanted a whole new mentor, and they was like, we never seen her cry before. And they was looking at me like, what did you do? I'm like, oh my gosh. They like, she never cried before. We know she's bad, but she ain't never cried. So I talked to the head of the actual camp in Philadelphia, not the people over the church, because they got some other weirdo stuff going on. So I talked to the head person of the camp in Philadelphia, and I say, yo, why she switched? He was like, you know, she can't take that. She know that you ain't going for that, so she wants somebody easy. So I'm not giving her a new mentor. She just gonna have two, you and the other girl. I said, all right, all right. So now it's the white girl and me. And of course the little girl is being nicer to the white girl, trying to prove a point to me or whatever. And so we had these little books, and I wrote in the book about my life and what I struggled with, how people used to make fun of me, how, you know, I was the eyeball out, all these things that I felt like deep down in my soul that we would connect with. And it was lights out, and I looked over and she was actually reading it, and she started crying. And I just started crying and I went to sleep. And so the mentor, the white mentor that was with us, she ended up having to, you know, be gone for medical reasons after that. After I wrote that, all of a sudden the girl body started messing with her, and she had to do other stuff for medical reasons. So it's back to me and the girl. We kind of standoffish. We still rocking, you know. She not really rocking with me, but she's still beside me and stuff like that. And there was this other little boy there. I call him Pork Chop. He said, I just said, I don't know, I want to call you Pork Chop. He said, that's my name. How you know my name? I said, I don't know. You just look like a Pork Chop, baby. And so, you know, we had a good little time. Me and the little girl started enjoying one another. They did the little picture thing. She actually smiled in the picture. I had wanted to do her hair. She wasn't with that. She's like, man, you pushing it. And it was like everything was going good, right? But then it was time to go home. We had to drive them home in the little cars that we had, and it was horrible. As soon as we pulled up to the neighborhood, her whole attitude changed. It's like, I can't blame her for it changing. It's just the environment you live in. You got to survive. You feel me? So when nobody come to the door, she walked in, walked back out. She was like, yeah, she not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, dang. And we was outside playing with them at the thing, and it was time to go, and I was like, no, please, I don't want to go, I want to leave, go. And it was like, everybody gets like that, it gets sad. I'm like, no, ain't no way everybody get like that. Y'all see where y'all dropping these kids off? Oh. But yeah, Most High will use any situation to grow you. He will use your past to help you, to help someone else get through something that you've already gone through. Get through an emotion. Get through whatever it is. And y'all, I pray for that little girl. I don't know where she at. I don't know where none of them kids at. I used to like have them on Instagram and kind of keep up with them a little bit. But I don't have that. Yeah, I pray that you be with them. I pray that they all right. I don't know why I've been thinking about them for a long time. Y'all be with the children. And another thing, I was at the QT, right? And this little black boy kept saying he was the most darkest black boy you ever seen. Like, Dad. And I kept looking around like, who does little boy talk to? It was a white man. I'm like, Dad, can I get this, Dad? He was like, okay. I'm like, yo, I was upset. Like, I can't be mad at the white man for having a black kid because somebody gave that black kid away. You know what I'm saying? We get so upset about people adopting our children. Well, stop giving them up. Just stop. Keep your fucking kids. And then I think about the kids that's in the that be in the mental programs. People that keep their kids in the condition in which they have their kids, what their kids have to deal with. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, Yeah, I just ask you to be with all the people that I've come across in my lifetime. Yeah. Well, I did it. I did it. Y'all happy? I'm on YouTube crying. I'm on camera crying. If I could wrap all of this up and try to bring my thoughts together, what I would say, number one, is raise your kids. Raise your own kids. I would also say don't be no surrogate mom for nobody. That's still your egg. That's still your DNA. Don't forget about your children in the midst of all your pain that you go through as an adult and a parent. You know, as parents, we still have our traumas. We still have things that we deal with. Don't forget that child got to grow up. Don't make that child grow up taking on your traumas, learning your traumas, and it's just be a cycle that's going over and over again. And I think that's it. I think that's it. So y'all, I cried on YouTube again. I'm a cry, not a cry baby, but crier. Like, I don't cry too much, but I have seasons of crying. You know what I mean? I have a season of crying, and that next season, while everybody else is crying, I got the serious face. You know what I'm saying? I've even cried days before about something to where when it actually happens, I'm able to mentally be aware of what's going on instead of my emotions just overtaking me. The Most High will give you that time for your emotions. So sometimes when we go through things and we don't understand why we crying, why we did it, sometimes the Most High will allow us to go through emotions beforehand so that we can be prepared, on game, alert when the situation is actually at hand. So that's just all I gotta say. Y'all enjoy.